But first, this video is about updates coming from Finland. You already know, if you didn't know, there is a new government in place now in Finland, and this new government is bringing a lot of tough times. Like, literally, I have gone through these new updates from the Finnish government, and I want to say that it is not something which is going to be friendly, guys. If you intend to apply for a study permit, or if you want to migrate to Finland any moment as you watch this video or within this year, this is a video for you to watch. It is going to be very terrible. Refugees, international students, the conditions are not favorable at all. In this video, I'm going to explain something to you, and let me tell you, I will not mingle my words. I'm not going to blink about this. Canada is the best place for you as it stands right now, and in some years to come, conditions will be very tough. The reason I'm not saying this because I have anything to do, but I'm just saying this because I am the chairman of the broke community and I know what it means. As the chairman of the broke community, I'm just here to say something. All right, first of all, stay connected and make sure you do not go away, because there is a lot I want to say. I'm going to give you all the new policies, and I'm going to put the links in the description box, so that after you read this, you should understand why I am saying that Finland, as it stands right now, yes, Canada may be expensive to move to, Finland may be cheaper, but as it stands right now, conditions are unbearable. Before, in Finland, you could stay for maximum 4 years, then you get maybe a permanent residency. Before, in Finland, there was nothing like you have to work for a certain duration before you can get permanent residency. Before, in Finland, there was nothing like language requirements, nothing like you have to write language to get permanent residency. Remember, I'm not talking about citizenship here. But now, the conditions now is for you to get permanent residency in Finland right now, you need to have lived in Finland for at least 6 years. That is the first condition. Then, for you to get permanent residency in Finland, you need to be continuously, like working continuously in Finland for 2 good years. All right, this was not the case before. First, to get a job in Finland is not what we are not talking about permanent jobs here, because to get permanent jobs here that you can work continuously with one company or maybe continuously for 2 years, all right, is not going to be biscuit bone to chew or chewing gum. Another very big problem is that this job that you have must be able to give you at least 40,000 euros within these 2 years to qualify you to apply for permanent residency. How do you intend to make 40,000 euros in 2 years that will qualify you to apply for permanent residency? So this is something you need to pay attention to, look into it before you make a decision now on whether you are going to Finland or which part of Europe you are going to take. Like I always say in my videos, immigration is going to be very difficult in the next 1 or 2 years to come. We are looking at Canada to be somehow now, but in few years to come, if you do not find yourself in Canada before 2025, it is going to be very, very tough to go in. Now, you are not just looking for a job to work continuously for 2 years. You need to earn at least 40,000 euros. And the worst part of it, again, I do not know how languages is, but I am able to speak let me say Turkish, all right, but my Turkish is not even that good, but I see how difficult it is as an international to learn a foreign language. Now, the Finnish government wants you to study Finnish and write the test and pass it before you can apply for permanent residency in Finland. This is something that you need to know. This is just permanent residency for 6 years. And for you to go into citizenship, to apply for citizenship, you need to be in Finland for at least 7 or 8 years. Are you going to do that? Is that what you really want? This is something, permanent residency in Canada, maybe 2 years, 3 years, you are getting it. Before you know, 4 years, 5 years, citizenship, bam. So now you need to re-strategize on your budget and decide on where you really want to go in. Because as it stands right now, I don't look at Finland. The worst one is asylum seekers. I remember doing a video about asylum seeking in Finland a couple of months back, but now Finland is reducing the population of asylum seekers. All right, they don't want asylum seekers in Finland again. So let me not waste a lot of your time. Imagine you move to Finland that you are studying a bachelor's program or a master's program for 3.5 years, you spend maybe 8,000 euros every year. Then upon finishing, for you to now work and struggle to get permanent residency, you still need to look for a job and work for 2 years. Then you still need to demonstrate that you can finish or write or even be able to pass the Finnish language. These are some of the things you need to consider now. All right, anyways, let me just go through the new portal so that you understand. Here it is. I will just read from here, then so you understand what it means. Finland's new government introduced reforms in immigration and social security policies. This is on June 16, 2023. All right, then the new Finnish coalition government, which has finally shaped today after 11 weeks of negotiation, is yet to officially publish its program. But according to the draft handed out to the media, the government will introduce changes including reduces refugees quotas. This is for asylum seekers, differentiating social security between immigrants and permanent residency, and tightening penalties for employee exploitation, right? Altering international protection and introducing new prerequisites for permanent residency. I hope you see now. Now, in addition, reforms in social security, housing assistance, and unemployment benefits are included, of course. But remember, most of these reforms will not favor you as an international student, so you need to pay attention to this. The first one, reduction in refugee quota. That's the one to reduce the number of asylum seekers in Finland. Finland's government announces that the refugee quota will be reduced from 1,050 to 500 individuals per year. So instead of granting asylum seekers or giving refugee status to 1,050 people internationally, they are now going to be given just to 500 individuals every year. So guys, seeking asylum or trying to seek asylum in Finland is a no-go area as I talk to you right now. Now, let's go to the next part, differentiation in social security and benefits. The government plans to differentiate the social security and benefits between immigrants and permanent residents in Finland. However, the government has also stated that it would take the constraints of the constitutions into account. Employment, exploitation, and monitoring. There is a planned increase in penalties for employee exploitation. Of course, that is good news. The monitoring mechanisms will also be enhanced to protect workers' rights. So that is something you need to know. Then temporary international protection. This is another law. International protection status in Finland will be temporary in nature. The duration of international protection permits is being shortened for a minimum length permissible under the European Union law. Now, restriction access to services of illegal residents. Well, this one is not really something that you need to know. Then new requirements for permanent residents. This is what I wanted you to see. To obtain permanent residency, individuals must have lived in Finland for 6 years and must demonstrate language proficiency through a language test. Additionally, they must have a 2-year work history without significant reliance on employment benefits or welfare, and strictly good conduct requirements will be applied. However, permanent residency can still be granted for 4 years of residency if the individual, for example, has an annual income of 40,000 euros 40,000 euros or a recognized higher education degree in Finland, along with a 2 years work history without significant reliance on employment benefits, which means you have to work directly for 2 years non-stop and earn at least, if you earn at least 40,000 euros, then you live for 4 years, you can get permanent residency. But otherwise, you must not leave a job and you must work at least 2 years straight to get the permanent residency. Do you see how it is now? Notification requirements for employers. Employers are required to notify the Finnish if an employee's work permit expires and they haven't secured new employment within 3 months. Imagine, in a country which is so difficult, the EU now, it is not as easy to get a permanent job. So they are saying that if your work contract expires and your employer is the one to notify the government. Are you reasoning this with me? This notification is mandated under the risks of sanction. Now, income threshold for residency permits. The income threshold for employee residency permit would be raised to reflect sector-specific minimum wage with a general minimum of 1,600 per month. The government will also investigate the possibility of further increasing this threshold. Even if they increase this minimum threshold of 1,600 per month, will it still give you the probability to apply for permanent residency? Remember, they said you should have earned at least 40,000 euros in how many years? 2 years. So in essence, you have to make at least 20,000 euros in 1 year. 20,000 euros in 1 year, can it meet up? Because they are saying you need to have at least 1,600 a month per year. Yes, 20,000 euros, but is it easy to get that job? You have to think about that. Specialized workers, target recruitment. There are other options there: replacement of income support with integration support, tuition fee of non-EU students. Listen guys, Finland is poised to significantly increase tuition fee for higher education students coming outside of EU. So as an international student, they are planning to increase tuition fee. So you have to put this into consideration. The fees are expected to be set around 8,000 euros per academic year on average, which represent an average increase of 6,500 euros from the current fees, and aiming to covering the actual cost of education. Like I already said, Norway increase it, right? We are aware. Germany is still free. Now Finland wants to increase it, right? Very soon Germany will not be free again. Remember I told us few months back, and the cheapest school in Finland, I think it should be Novia University of Applied Sciences and Savonia. I think 4,000 with some scholarships. Now they want to impose a minimum of 8,000 euros in all institutions. So this is something, this move is in line with an agreement reached during government negotiations, and would require higher education institutions to ensure that international students bear the cost of their studies in Finland. The raised fees is anticipated to release approximately 83 million euros, which could be used in educating domestic students, potentially allowing for an additional 2,500 new starters per year. So you see what I always tell you people, that every country has a minimum amount of students they accept into their country every year. So before you even, in fact, these new policies the new government is putting into place, it doesn't favor international students at all. As an international students, we are all looking for opportunities to move in here, hustle, pay our tuition fee. Then what next? We fight to get permanent residency and of course citizenship and maybe the passport. But look at the conditions. Will you be able to meet up? First, you have to pay for the Finnish language exams. This is something you need to put into consideration. All right, guys. So I think if you are not applying for the study visa right now, Finland should not be a place. First of all, the tuition fee, look at the tuition fee from 6,500. They are planning to increase it to 8,000 euros. I cannot pay tuition fee of 8,000 euros per year, guys. Come on. Even my master's degree was not even up to that amount. I was paying per courses, which was 350 euros per course. I cannot be paying it. It's too much. You see, in the Finnish higher education institution, according to the Ministry of Education and Culture, there were a total approximately of 13,000 students from outside the EU in 2022. Around 10,000 of these students were subject to tuition fees. The new general support model, the incoming government will create a new general support model for basic security. This aim is to combine minimum benefits such as rehabilitation allowances, sickness and potential. No matter what, it will still not favor international students. So I think that this is the time for you to sit down and re-strategize, guys. I will just drop the links somewhere for you to read further. This is a bill. This has not been passed yet. They are still thinking if they are going to stamp it, but this is from the new government and this is a draft proposal. Trust me, anything draft will come into effect. This was the same thing Norway was saying, that their tuition fee into their public universities were draft, and now as it stands, this academic year will soon begin, and before you know, they are not changing anything again. So please make sure you reconsider your stance as it stands right now. All right, thank you so much.